Good morning. So, gonna do Adventures in Zooland Part 2. Now, this is a long time ago, like over 20 years ago, well over 20 years ago. And back then, what is now Safari Park used to be the San Diego Wild Animal Park. And I hadn't been there in a long time, but I think it was like 2012 or 2013. I went and visited my dad and my brother and a few other people in that region. And so we went there. You know, it was kind of nostalgic, but things had changed a lot. And there used to be this place, like the Wild Animal Park had like this little loop where you could walk and you'd like see the elephants and the lions and the tigers. And then there was this place where they had like this wooden walkway that went out to like this big wooden circle with like canopies over it and whatnot. And so you're kind of out there in the big huge enclosure where they had a whole bunch of different herbivores coexisting. Mostly they were African mammals and things like that. So there were like rhinos and hippos and giraffes and all different kinds of antelope and ibex and just a whole bunch of really cool animals all in the same spot. And that's not there anymore. Now they like have this like big balloon thing that goes up high in the air and lets you see stuff, and you have to pay for it. This thing was free. You just walk out there, and the only little extra side income they had were like those view thingies. They had those big silver things with like the binoculars, and you put the money in, and for a time it lets you see up close, and then when your time goes off it just turns black and you can't see anything. So that's how it was back then. And they have the trucks going out there and taking people, which they had started a long time ago. Like they didn't do that when I was a kid, but they did do it before we stopped going. Like by the time I was in high school, that was like starting to happen, but it was real rare back then and real expensive back then. They probably do it frequently enough now that it's probably gone way down in price. I didn't look into it. But anyway, we weren't even out on that walkway then. I just forgot because it's been so long. We had another spot where they don't have this anymore either, but there were these trees that had these giant leaves, like the size of an umbrella or something. They were so huge. And so it was real shady and nice. And they had like a thing of bathrooms, and then on the side of the bathrooms there were like some vending machines. And so one of them like had like these ice cream bars and whatnot. So we used to like go there and like get those and like just sit in the shade, and you had a real good view of that big African plain exhibit there too, which was just acres and acres of all these really cool exotic animals walking around. And so one day we were up there, and all of a sudden you like see this giraffe running, and there's like this rhino chasing it. And it was really funny because, you know, most of the time if there's like some sort of disagreement with a couple of animals or something, it gets resolved pretty quickly. But this giraffe was really tall and had really long legs, which is the nature of a giraffe. And so he was kind of just like cruising because he had kind of like a speed advantage on this rhino. But this rhino was really mad for some reason. I don't know what this giraffe did, if like the rhino was just moody and like a small thing set it off and it was overreacting, or if the giraffe had actually done something that really justified the anger of the rhino. But regardless, that rhino was like so angry at this giraffe, and he would not relent. He just kept chasing it. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this craziness. And you know, rhinos, they're pretty big, so I'm surprised that it could like run after a giraffe that long. But it was making us laugh because it looked funny. So yeah, that was one of my unusual little San Diego Wild Animal Park stories from the past.